Pacquiao is training for a fight that's being billed as a battle of East versus West. A dream matchup against Britain's Ricky Hatton in Las Vegas. But the Sin City and the multi-million-dollar payday for Pacquiao is a far cry from his roots in the southern Philippines, where he's a national hero.
Good luck, Manny. We pray for you.
We'll take you to General Santos City a bit later. But first, we catch up with Pacquiao in Los Angeles, days before the much-anticipated bout. Manny, it's fantastic to have you on the show with us today. Now, your fight with Ricky Hatton is being billed as the Battle of East versus West, and it's been called the Match of the Year. How are you feeling in the lead-up to it?
Well, fighting with English fighter, it's my honor, and you know, Ricky Hatton is a nice person too, and you know, this is my first time to fight English fighter, not a Mexican, so I'm very excited and focused for this fight.
Your trainer and his trainer apparently can't bear each other, and they've been, you know, talking trash about who's going to beat who in what round. What do you think is going to happen at the fight?
Ricky and I, we don't care what they're talking trash or you know, our trainer, but you know, we care our performance on May 2nd. We trying to do our best to make a good fight, to give a good fight, and to make people happy.
It's been said that you stand to make about $20 million from this fight alone. That's quite a lot of money. Did you ever imagine that one day you would be commanding such huge sums of cash?
I mean, I never think that before, you know. I think it's a gift from God.
What do you do with that amount of money?
Of course, I save it and for the future of my family.
Now, the deal to fight Hatton nearly fell apart over the issue of money, and his promoter accused you of behaving like a spoilt child because you didn't want to accept a 50-50 cut. Why do you think that you deserve more than him?
Well, I think I deserve what I have, what is my percentage right now, and I mean, everybody knows, and you know, we agree each other. Even Hatton, he agree, and my teammates agree. So there's no problem about that.
Now, just going way back to it, to sort of look into your background and your childhood a bit. You started fighting, I understand, when you were 12 years old. It's really hard to imagine how anybody would take on a kid who hadn't even yet hit his teens. Just tell me how your fighting career started.
I start fighting 12 years old in my place, and there's a boxing event every Sunday for the kids like me, 12 years old, and I start fighting on that show.
Most mothers, I guess, would prefer that their little boys were playing with train sets and things like that. What did your mum think about the fact that at 12 years old you were beating people up?
I mean, because I'm helping to my family, helping to my mother to make money to buy, of course, food every day, and I'm decided to fight every Sunday to make money to buy a food for us. And on that time, I keep winning, and then on that time when I was 13 years old, I decided to enter in boxing seriously.
I heard that you also had to sleep on the streets for a period of time. Just describe for me what it was like to have to live in such extreme poverty.
When I decided to start boxing seriously, I went to the other place to continue my boxing career, of course, I don't have a place to sleep, and sometimes I sleep in the streets.
How difficult was that?
Well, I mean, I'm very thankful for that because I had experience to sleep in the street, and I know what they feel, the people who sleep in the street, and I mean, in my experience, I'm so happy for what I have done in my life.
Exactly, because it's a hugely different story these days. How has money changed your life?
Of course, I can, if I have money, I can help to my family and give them business and buy them a house and lot, and I help them all, even my family and especially my brothers and sisters.
Manny is my uncle. He is very kind to us. He is generous, very generous to everybody, and be very kind.
You are a national hero in the Philippines. You've been called the country's most powerful man. So powerful, in fact, that whenever you're fighting, the government's 40-year war with communist rebels comes to a screeching halt so that everybody can watch you in the ring. What's it like to have the adulation of all those millions of people in the Philippines?
I mean, on my every fight, I always dedicate to my countrymen. I mean, I'm so happy because during my fight, there's no crime happen in the Philippines, and everybody watching on TV and watching to my fight, and I'm very happy, and I know I'm God. He have a purpose to why He gave me a mission like this, and I can't imagine when I was started.
Did you ever think that one day you'd be fighting at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas?
No, I'm before when I started boxing, I'm so happy to fight only in the arena, like a basketball gym.
He's a machine. I mean, this kid just works. He works like he fights. I mean, he does everything 100%, and he's great to work with. I've had 22 world champions, so I've had some great guys, but nobody like Pacquiao. He's my best work by far.
Tell me something, Manny, how grueling is the training? How much do you have to put into this?
The intensity of our training today is very, hard. We're in hard training today, and I spar every other day, 12 rounds with 3 boxers, and I mean, the intensity of our training is the same, the training we had in last fight with Oscar.
How many hours a day do you have to spend in the gym?
I start 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Is it fun? Do you enjoy the training, or do you just think, I just have to do this, that's all?
Well, for me, boxing is my life, so I'm enjoying to train every day, and I'm happy on that.
Do you have to be on a special...
The intensity of our training is the same, the training we had in last fight with Oscar.
How many hours a day do you have to spend in the gym?
I start 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Is it fun? Do you enjoy the training, or do you just think, I just have to do this, that's all?
Well, for me, boxing is my life, so I'm enjoying to train every day, and I'm happy on that.
Do you have to be on a special diet?
No, I can eat what I want to eat, but of course, I like Filipino food.
Of course, lots of adobo. You're far away from home as we speak. You're in LA. Is it easier to focus on an upcoming bout when you're outside of the Philippines? Are there less distractions?
I mean, for me, it's hard because you're away to your family, especially to the kids. But it's if you focus on your fight, it's good for me because I can concentrate my training and focus to the fight.
I guess your family would be able to watch your fights on TV from the Philippines. You're married and you've got 4 kids. How does your family deal with watching you get beaten about and pummeled in the ring?
Oh, my wife is she's always coming to the fight and watching live. But my children, all children, is they're only watching in TV in the Philippines. But you know, I mean, they're cheering for me and they're praying.
Let's talk a little bit more about, you know, what your wife thinks about the career that you've chosen. Does she ever say to you, I really wish you'd give up boxing. I don't want to see you with blood all over your face. Can't you be an accountant? Does she ever want you to give up?
She didn't ask me that about that to retirement, but my mom, she want me to retire soon, so I don't know. I'm not decided yet.
What about your kids? If any of them ever came to you and said, Dad, I want to be a boxer, would you let them?
Oh, my kids, they don't like boxing. They don't want to box. They want to go to school and, you know, playing soccer.
How do you prepare mentally before you get in the ring?
When I start training, I have to focus, and what I have to prepare is physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's my preparation on the fight, and I have to focus on the fight and don't take any distraction, any appointments in your mind. That's just the fight.
Do you get nervous before you take on your opponent?
Nervous? No, I didn't feel nervous if I'm fighting. I feel excited, and I believe God.
Line 'em up. I'm ready, ready, ready for drinking.
Of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
Now, the fight that really put you on the map was with Oscar de la Hoya, and it was such a stunning upset, so stunning, in fact, that he has just decided to quit boxing for good. What was it like for you to compete against and beat him?
When the fight is on with Oscar de la Hoya, I believe myself that I can beat him, but I have to work hard on training, study his style, and believe God, pray, and I make it.
Because I think Jim summed it up. There's too much of everything. He just cannot.
What do you think about the fact that it seems to be a lot to do with you and that fight, why he's decided to give up boxing for good?
I think for me, what his decision is to retire after our fight is, he make a good decision to retire because he already made in boxing as a best fighter in the world, and whatever happened, everybody recognize him and won't forget him as a a warrior in the ring.
Describe for me the moment during your fight with him, what it felt like for you to force his retirement, to force him out of the fight and know that you had beat him.
Well, I feel, of course, proud and happy because his last fight is in me. So, I mean, it's a big honor to me because he retired after our fight. So, I mean, but Oscar is still my idol. You know, I admire this that boxer.
Who would you love to take on if you could meet anybody in the ring? Who would it be?
Whatever my promoters want to fight me, so I can fight.
I'm sure, but if you had your ultimate wish, you know, if you could pick anybody to fight, who would you choose?
If I can fight anybody?
Yeah.
Who else? I don't know. As long as he's a boxer and he's 147 pounds, I can fight.
Now, you do have a bit of a reputation for being a party boy who likes to hit the town. Is that true?
Well, I'm a man, you know. Sometimes I have to go out and have fun, enjoy myself.
He came from extreme poverty. Now that I think he has everything in life, he still practices that extreme humbleness in his heart and in his person. That's why he was so loved by our people here in General Santos and in the province of Sarangani. Whenever there is a possibility to extend assistance, he always extends assistance. And he is really a role model to our youth. He inspired our youth by instilling, and he instilled discipline. He is what we call the uniting force. Every time he fights, there is a zero crime rate in the whole country. The people are united, praying for his victory.
You know, obviously, Manny, the career of a boxer doesn't go on forever. And you've dabbled a little bit in politics before. Would you ever go back into politics, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Next year.
Really?
Yeah.
When you go back into politics, Manny, is there a limit to how far you'd want to take it? Because your promoter says that he thinks that President of the Philippines is in your destiny.
No. My dreams is to run for Congress only. And I just want to help my countrymen, and especially in General Santos City.
Is it true that Sylvester Stallone, who also knows a thing or two about boxing movies, is it true that he and you are working on a film script together?
There's conversation on that before, but I mean, we don't have chance to meet again, and we're too busy each other, and I'm too busy in my boxing career, in my training especially.
Yeah, I know you're both very busy guys, but is it something that you would be interested in?
Well, I'm interested to do movie here in the States, but I have a lot of things to do in the Philippines first.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the people of your homeland, Manny, who are going to be watching this program?
First, I'd like to thank to everybody who always support me, and I'd like to thank you to all the Pacquiao team in the Philippines. And thank you for, I'd like to thank God for everything that He gave it to me. And I mean, I'm so happy. My success is not for me, but for the Filipino people.
All right, thank you very much indeed. And look, the very best of luck in the fight with Ricky Hatton. I have to say, I hope you win and that you bring it home to Asia. Thank you very much indeed.
Right.